Good morning and welcome to my little home coffee setup. I thought I'd walk through this morning a little coffee tutorial on how I make coffee in the morning. It's not actually the morning, it's almost afternoon. I've already made my first coffee in the morning, but I've been waiting on new coffee, which has come through this morning. So I have been using a company called DAK Coffee. I think you pronounce it D-A-K, DAK. These guys have some awesome coffee. So I always get the filter roast, and the reason for that is that I find a lot of companies, when you buy an espresso roast, even though I'm making an espresso drink, they tend to over roast the beans, and that's so that you kind of get that signature burnt-y kind of bitter taste. Because that's what people want, but that's not what I want. I want the flavour profiles, I want to taste it, and I find that a filter roast gives me so much more flavour, so much more flavour profiles, and I much prefer it. So, at the moment I've got Purple Clouds and The Alchemist. Purple Clouds is a forest fruit, vanilla yogurt and brown sugar from Colombia. And The Alchemist it's a Rwandan bean, and it's tropical fruit, ripe fruit and cocoa nibs. I think I'm going to go for the Purple Clouds today. So, with that said, this is a brand new coffee. So my grinder isn't dialed in for these beans yet. So we'll see how we get on. Fingers crossed, because I always use this company, I find that the grinds, depending if it's like all like Colombian, Brazilian, all them sort of ones, I tend to find that the grind setting is pretty much right every time. There's just a few little adjustments I have to do. Sometimes I'll do around 16.5 grams in. Sometimes I'll do 17 grams and leave the grinder setting to how it is. But then when you go to more of a different bean, like I can't think of the area now, but like the smaller ones, then I find that the grind size changes differently. So let's see what we're doing with. Nice little packaging. I tell you what, one thing I really appreciate is when you open a bag of coffee and it just rips straight away. I know it's so finicky, but like, you know, when you have to rip it and you rip it and you rip it and you can't, when it just comes off and the best. So this is the storage container that I use, the Airscape. I have got the one where you twist and it releases the air, but it's kind of a bit of a faff. This one's nice and easy. It's just got like a little handle in there that you pull out, and it's easy, but really good. Airscape, really good. Smells amazing. If you can see that, if it's a bit dark. But yeah, smells amazing. Right, let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to go for, again, brand new bean. Grinder's not dialed in, but I'm going to go for 16.5. It's always my starting point where I go with these beans, and we'll see what we get out of it. So 16.5 grams in. I use the spray. This is just a water spray. So you just spray the beans, and what it does, so on my grinder you'll be able to see there's like particles where, focus. So that's like particles where when you grind it all comes out. So that would be a lot worse if I didn't spray the beans. So I spray the beans, and what that does is it just helps with static charge, so you don't get all the fines coming out and coating your grinder and going everywhere. And also it stops the beans from heating up too much, and I find you get a better extraction from it. See? It's a bit annoying, you probably see I have to hit the sides because I wet the beans, they stick to this plastic, so you have to kind of hit them off. It's a bit of a pain, but you know, does the job. So from here, from this dosing cup, I use the blind shaker, is it called? By MHW3 Bomber. It's decent. I used to do WDT, but I find this process a little bit better. So basically, put your grind in it, you shake it, and what it does is it homogenizes, there's a word for you, the grinds and gives you a bit of a more even extraction. In theory. So it's got like a little thing in it that you lift up and so use the blind shaker, tamp. Then from there I use these puck screens. So they just give you a better distribution of water and gives you more of an even extraction. And also it keeps your group head clean as well. Right, so I tend to, for the extraction as well, I like the Cold Stone Shock extraction. Which, let me get that. So this little thing keep in the freezer, and what that does is it gives you a bit of a sweeter shot. Right, let me just pour that. So I've put 16.5 grams in, so I'm looking for about 32, 33 grams out at around 30-ish seconds. So at the moment we're at 20 seconds at 15 grams. And bear in mind this grinder has not been dialed in, so it's a little bit of a fast pour. Not too bad actually. So that's 35.5 grams at 30 seconds, so it's pretty much bang on. It's slightly too fast for me. I'd probably want that a little bit slower. But it's not bad considering it's not been dialed in. So a lot of people ask me, like, what is that Cold Stone all about? And what that does is essentially, it doesn't actually cool the shot down, not much anyway, not noticeable. So it's not like you're having a cold espresso shot. But what it does is it cold shocks it, I think. I can't remember exactly the definition, but what that does is it locks in kind of the more sweeter flavours. And I find it's very subtle. Like if I did it for most people, they probably wouldn't know the difference. But for me, I can really taste it's a lot sweeter. And I like a sweet coffee. Oat milk again. Kind of my best advice when you're frothing oat milk is obviously you want that kind of wet paint consistency. But let it sit for a minute. So with normal milk, you wouldn't want to let this sit. You'd want to pour it pretty much straight away. But I find with oat milk sometimes it's a bit better to let it sit for a bit. I'm sorry guys, a bit of a fail, but it's something. And that is how I make a flat white. Hope that helps.